From the Fox 26 studios, this is Houston's Morning Show.
8:37 now. It is so hot in Houston right now. You may have even had your smartphone shut off because of it. Other than keeping your device out of direct sunlight, there are ways to prevent it from overheating and causing real damage. Here with some advice is tech expert Nick Wolny. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, so what do we do to keep those cell phones cool, because it is miserable out there?
Yeah, the first thing I recommend is that you turn off some of your apps. A lot of us don't realize that we have apps running in the background, and you may have noticed with your app updates, the update will be 100 megabytes, 200 megabytes.
Yeah.
They're starting to get really, really big updates, and apps are getting really advanced. So if they're running in the background, you're taxing your phone all the time, which means heat, which means that if you're outside, even for a short period of time, sometimes that can overdo the battery on the phone and cause it to shut down.
Well, let's admit it, that even though it is hot outside, this is the time of year when we're outside, it seems like the most. Maybe you're out by the pool, maybe you're doing yard work, whatever it is, keeping the music going. So maybe you want to charge your phone outside, but what do you say about that?
I say that you should not charge your phone outside. So the reason is it's called pass-through charging, and it refers to the fact that when you are charging your phone, that is heating up the phone inherently. So that combination, you're kind of compounding the problem if you have an external charger plugged in the phone while you're by the pool and listening to music and taking a selfie and a number of other things. The charging is actually going to compound the problem of it overheating and could cause it to have battery damage or just shut down more quickly.
Now, most people have a case on their phone in case they drop it, but does that help or hurt the situation even more when heat is concerned?
It helps when you drop it, which is me about 10 times a day.
But what about heat?
Well, it's interesting because since these cases are so tight to the phone, they're actually blocking the vents that are designed on the phone to help the phone cool down. So you might want to think about that, especially if you're like me and you have an indestructible phone case. You could fling the phone case against the wall and nothing would happen. You might want to peel that off if you're going to be outside for a period of time, just to actually help the device cool down.
And let's admit, there are a lot of places we go where we think, oh, I don't really want to take my phone, and you might just stick it under your seat or in your glove compartment. Is that bad in the summertime in H-Town?
So we know from we know from hot car safety that it gets pretty hot in cars during the summer, and your phone battery, it'll start to degrade or start to melt around 115 degrees. Well, in a hot car, it can get to 115 degrees just inside the car, let alone what's inside the device as a result of that. So even if the kids really want to just leave the phone in the car, which doesn't happen too often, but you want to take that phone with you just so that you don't risk it getting damaged.
I've even seen memes online or people just talking about the fact that, oh, I just stick it in the refrigerator real quick. I've even seen people say they're going to put it in the freezer. What do you say to that, to cool it off quickly?
It sounds like a great idea, but it sounds like an okay idea.
Right.
But it will actually potentially cause moisture to get into your device. It's because you're cooling it down so quickly. You don't need to cool it down super quickly. There's safety involved with phones that if they are overheating, they're just going to shut off. So just bringing it back into a room temperature environment is going to help, and you'll ensure that you don't have moisture getting into the phone, the different, the CPU and the different components, because that is what can cause problems where you might be taking a trip to the store to get a new phone. So.
What about just simply putting your phone on low battery mode when you're outside? Does that help kind of slow everything down so it doesn't get quite so hot?
Yeah, definitely. What is helpful as well is airplane mode. So just flicking that on is going to help out a lot because it will allow the phone to charge faster. It just uses way less energy. It's also a good pro tip if you are charging your phone and you need it to charge more quickly in less time, then throwing it into airplane mode, you usually see about a 2 to 3x charging speed.
I'm glad you reminded me of that, because there are times when you're going, I need it to charge now, and it's not doing it fast
Going out in 15 minutes.
Airplane mode. All right, I'm going to remember that tip, and I'm going to be thanking you. You won't even know it. I hope you feel the good vibes.
I'll feel the vibes.
All right, thanks, Nick.